Welcome back, RPS 7th grade scholars. We're going to continue with our work on rectangular prisms and cylinders. But today, we're going to be looking at calculating volume of rectangular prisms and cylinders. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our solutions from day one, our independent practice, is as follows. So number one, 122 meters squared. Number two, 408 and 2/10 inches squared. If you didn't get that correct, make sure you change that diameter, which was given to us as of 10, to the radius of 5. Number three, 236 inches squared. And number four, 424 and 528 hundredths feet squared. So hopefully you did get all those correct, but if not, we'll have time to practice a little bit more before the end of the week. So volume. Volume is the number of cubic units needed to fill a space occupied by a solid, and it is measured in units cubed. So take a moment, go ahead and pause the video and write down your definition of volume. There are also some clue words that make you think about volume. The amount of soup that could fit into a can, the amount of Pringles that fit into a container, the amount of cereal that can fit into a cereal box. We're talking about how much something can hold. So when we're thinking about volume, that's what we want to kind of keep in mind. So volume uses the same variables as we did in surface area, but just in a little different way. So we have our length, we have our width, and we have our height. And that's all we need to multiply together to get the volume of a rectangular prism. So as before, we want to plug in all of those numbers because we're going to give those variables a name. We're going to substitute those in, and we're going to multiply straight across, just those three numbers. Remember, our solutions are always in units cubed. So let's look at this one. We can do this one together. We have our length, we have our width, and we have our height. We have a length of 15, a width of 5, and a height of 10. So our variable now have constant names, so we're going to plug those in and replace them in, write it out, and just multiply straight across. So we get a solution of 750 centimeters cubed. Now, with looking at this product, you can do the same thing in the decimals calculator. You can do it in your scientific calculator. You're going to just multiply straight across. Okay? We're going to take a quick breather, and we're going to listen to this quick song. And I want you to pay attention to the actual figure. So if you see in this figure, you have this blue, this green, and this yellow on the top, which of course is a prism, but it's showing it to you in actually what the cubic units look like. So we're going to look at this, listen to this song.
To find the volume of a cube, side times side times side will tell you the number of times a cubic unit will be able to fit inside it. Imagine a cube with edges of 3. Multiply 3 by 3 by 3 to see. It can fit 27 units. Gotta mention that they're cubic. When finding volume, don't forget to mention the unit is a cube with 3 dimensions. To get a rectangular prism's volume right, length times width times the height. Cubic units label 3 dimensions when we answer any volume questions. With the dimensions 2, 3, and 6. First find the base, that's length times width. The base is 6 cubes, then multiply the height. 36 cubic units, fill it up just right. When finding volume, don't forget to mention the unit is a cube separately and find the volume of each individually. Then add the volumes, 9 and 1, we get 10 cubic units and this problem's done. When finding volume, don't forget to mention the unit is a cube with 3 dimensions. When finding volume, don't forget to mention the unit is a cube with 3 dimensions.
All right. So, again, when we're looking at volume, we're talking about those 3 dimensions and those 3 units. That is going to be very important. So, let's move on. And we're going to look at the volume of a cylinder. And at the bottom, you see the volume of the formula for volume of the cylinder, which is pi times r squared times the height. And again, we know r represents the radius and h represents the height. Again, sometimes you're given a problem with the diameter, so you will have to make sure you divide that by 2 in order to get the radius. And you're going to follow the same things as before. Pi is the estimation of 3.14. We use the estimation of pi. Plug in all your numbers, simplify your exponent, just thinking about order of operations, and then we're talking about multiplying it straight across once we have done that. And as we said before, the units are cubed. So let's try this one together. This one we know that it gives us a radius of 8 and a height of 22. So right now, all we have to do is plug those numbers in as is indicated here. And we're going to go ahead and simplify this exponent. Gives us the next section. And then we're going to multiply it straight across. Gives us 4,421 and 12 centimeters cubed. Cubic units. Multiply it out how many times? Twice, just to make sure we are correct. In your decimals calculator, you could have just did it straight across. But using your scientific calculator, you want to at least make sure that you are plugging it in. You could do it just run it all the way through, but we just want to make sure that we are getting the correct answer each time. So now I want you to take a minute and I want you to try both of these problems. Think about what your formula, go back to your formula sheet if you need to. Okay, go back to your formula sheet. You wrote the formula out and it was also listed just a second ago. So you want to go ahead and answer both of those questions and pause your video. Use your calculator, take your time, write out each of your steps, pause your video, and then once you are done, come back and we will check your solutions. So here are the answers to both of those. The first one, of course, fairly simple. You're talking volume, length, width times height. And again, just plug it in, write it nice and neat. Keep it, kind of on one line so that you can see it easily. Hopefully you got number 1 correct, 84 meters cubed. And always think about writing your units. Number 2, in this cylinder, in this case, the first thing I saw was it gave me a diameter of 10. So I don't need diameter in my formula. So I knew to take that diameter, divide it by 2, give me the number 5, and that became my radius. And then my height is 8. And then I can plug this into my formula. So where it says r squared, r is 5, r is not 10, r is 5. And then I went ahead and simplified my exponent and multiplied it straight across and get an answer of 1,256 inches cubed. So hopefully you have getting both of those answers right. And if not, again, we'll have a few more days to work on these problems to make sure that we're keying them in correctly and that we're writing out the problems correctly in our calculators. So you're going to go to quizzes. and you'll just plug it in. And the link is found in your learning plan for today. So you can click into your learning plan for today, and it'll take you directly to the quiz that you're looking for. But if not, you can just type in quizzes.com, and you can search surface area and volume quick quiz. It's not a lot of questions, just for you to get some practice and it give you some immediate feedback. Please make sure you take your time, write your formula, then substitute your variables. Make sure you write your formula out. Put it in your calculator at least twice, whether you're using the decimals or whether you're using your scientific calculator. Please make sure you place it in there twice and make sure you take your time. Once you are finished with your quizzes, once you are finished with your quizzes, it shouldn't take you no more than about 10 minutes. If you finish earlier than that, then you're going to go ahead to Dreambox. So you're going to go ahead to your Dreambox account, and you're going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes in your Dreambox account. That's like a daily ask that you do that. And then we're going to make sure, and I think pretty sure that we have met our objective of the day, that we were able to calculate the volume of a rectangular prism and cylinders. And if not, we're going to be going through it fairly quickly not fairly quickly. We're going to go through it throughout the rest of the week to ensure that we will master volume and surface area of prisms and cylinders, rectangular prisms and cylinders. So tomorrow we will continue our work, but we will be working with practical situations. Yes, the word problems. We got this. We got this, 7th grade scholars. You have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.